American bubble and fuck everybody else. Correct?
We have trade. We do business with people. The world, that's the way the world operates, off of doing business. Not
But that's
saying
so
we're going to take your
contradicting once
cheapest.
again. That's
No, it's
once
not
again saying that
contradicting. You're thinking that
we
nationalist
America
means we
first,
have no
but
foreign
yet we
policy.
trading.
We have foreign policy. That's a part of the president's job, and he was doing his job. That's what I'm saying. Nationalist just means that we're not going to put the priorities of the world over our nation. That's what nationalist means. We must take care of home first before we do anything else. We
Trump
have
said
so much issues here in America that the country needs to be solely ran by nationalists.
Trump is
Somebody
on
brought to my
record saying,
attention, and I didn't think about it this way, that Trump is he's a real Republican in the sense that he comes from the mindset of Lincoln, and that bringing this country into a one party nation. That if it was not for the Democratic media, because they hated him since day one. I remember everything was Trump, 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 and any misstep, misquote, whatever, they blasted him to the media. But we're not supposed to acknowledge that Joe Biden is halfway senile. Kamala Harris is as incompetent as they come. We're not supposed to acknowledge these things. But somehow Trump is the big bag boogeyman. No, makes no sense.
we have acknowledged that. I just said that when I said we don't have any candidates that are available to take the next presidency on.
We do. It's clearly Trump. Trump is clearly that candidate.
Not if he get locked up.
Well, that's the thing. He won't be getting locked up. What it is, it's not about locking him up. People keep seeing things on the surface and
He don't
don't
gotta get
understand
locked
what
up.
it
He just gotta
truly
get
aimed at.
charged. Once he get
It's not
charged,
about him
that's
being
it.
charged. He was impeached twice, but it still didn't matter. It's not about that.
Yeah, but
It's
now he
not
has
about
to be
any
charged.
of that being
Once
impeached or
he's charged
charged.
with
It's
the
not about that.
federal, once he's charged with the federal, he can't run.
No, he can still run. The
He
government,
can't
he can
run with
still run.
federal.
He can run. He can be locked up in prison and still be voted president and then be released. All that can
That's
still
not
happen.
accurate.
The thing of it is, they want to hamstring him to where it forces the GOP that even though he has the popular vote, it's not about Trump. It's about aiming at the GOP to where that he's going to win the GOP nomination easily. We don't want Ron DeSantis. We don't want Mike Pence. We all want Trump. Everybody wants Trump. To force them to say, hey, we got all this stuff we're doing to Trump. Are you still going to go with him as your nomination?
Let's just get
This
it
to
over
put
with.
enough doubt into their heads to where they say, look, Trump, we know you're what the people want. The people voted for you to run our party, but we can't go with you because
I
we
just
have
look at
we,
this like a bunch of people
it's
being
a
led
witch hunt.
astray. It's a
You put
bunch of people being led astray who are jumping on the back seat of a man who they know is irate, and eventually they get what's coming to them. So just with situations like this, all you gotta do is sit back. If this person, the laws follow him everywhere you go, all of this crime is following him everywhere you go, people are corrupt by everywhere you go, eventually it's gonna catch up with him. So let's just sit back and wait. It ain't caught up to him yet, but eventually it will because he has that type of characteristic. So regardless if we make him president or not, this man is a con artist. He will be caught eventually. Maybe not now, maybe not today, but the type of actions and the way he moves and carries himself, he's going to put himself in jeopardy on some level. Just like Biden is getting older, this man is corrupt as well.
the thing of it is, what did he do to enrich himself in Congress? Well, we know what Obama did. He helped Tesla. Tesla wouldn't be where it is today without Obama. We saw what Bush and Cheney did during the war on terror. What did Trump do to enrich himself? He came in rich. What did he do to enrich himself as president? Crickets. Anybody? Any takers? What did he do to enrich his own pockets? It was nothing. He did it solely for America. This is a good speech you need to watch, where Oprah interviewed him back in the day and asked him, would he ever run for president? And he was like, I really wouldn't want to. And all the things that he did when he was in office, he said it in that interview with Oprah back in the 90s. Like that, like he was pretty honest with who he is and what he fights for, who he's fighting for. The American people. It wasn't, again, he comes from the mindset of the party of Lincoln. One party, that everything is about Americans. And we focus on things, making sure our people are right first. When you look up all the stuff that the Democrats said, all the stuff, the witch hunt stuff they did to Trump, it was baseless. It was all baseless, or they played it where it's the same thing with Cosby. They played with words. They first tried to say Cosby admitted in court that he raped these women. That simply did not happen. He just admitted to offering and giving them drugs. If they wanted drugs, he had it. He had access to it. So they used that truth that he told and flipped it against him. The same as they're doing everything else, the liberal Democratic media. Trump had every right to believe that he was not going to get a fair shake in that election style that was being ran. He had every ounce of his being made sense to, and he was right. He was correct that there was going to be some shadiness. That, even I thought, like, why is Trump worried about this? And then I started seeing why, and seeing how a lot of these votes are counted, seeing where trying to hurry up and get illegal immigrants voting, and they're not citizens. So that's so disrespectful to our ancestors, to Black people. It's the disrespect is just on so many levels. Talk about these people built this nation, and that is absolutely incorrect. These people live right on top of Black people in Black neighborhoods. There is no neighborhoods they built that's theirs, that they lived, and we built this for ourselves, by us, for us, by us, and we out here to ourselves. Because you know why? Who would they sell to? They don't make enough money to sell to each other. They sell to us. We enriched them. Trump came into the office talking about giving money to HBCUs. Barack Obama didn't do that. Barack Obama said he doesn't see the need for HBCUs. He said he didn't understand why Black people went to Black schools. He wasn't someone who was tied to the culture. And he was a white man from New York who made money in Vegas and so forth. And he said, you know what? What's going on with these Black people in these schools is wrong. I want to sign an executive order to give them $65 billion and to help these Black schools. That was Trump. That was not Obama. That wasn't. The last time that happened was Bush. Bush up. Oh yeah, that's nothing too. He upped the amount of money that HBCUs receive. Obama lowered it, and he wanted to cut.
Little mama.
Hey, sister.
And how did they get funding? What's up, little mama?
Hey.
Well, mama's over here to come and kick with us.